Hello, friends. Welcome. I just wanted to kind of present this game. It's called Total War Attila. It's a game that I really enjoy. If you guys are interested in watching this, I'm more than happy to start a new campaign. But for the moment, I'm gonna show you kind of what I've been working on as far as a campaign goes. Kind of explain the game a little bit, and if you guys are interested, you can tell me if you're actually interested in watching a let's play of this, and I'll start something new, something I haven't done before, and see what we can do. So let me load up this campaign. Currently I'm playing as the Franks. It's not 396 AD. I've progressed much past that. It's 407. I'm on turn 50, and I'm on turn 51. I'll explain all that in a second, as soon as we load in. Alrighty then. So here's the game. Basically, it is a map of modern of Europe and a little bit of Russia and Britannia. Oh, sorry. There's North Africa, Spain, and then the some Mediterranean nations. This is the map. It's a really big map. Um, this is a strategy game. I really like it because in the game, in this like grand campaign, it's turn-based strategy. But in the actual games, in the actual like fights and battles and stuff, like if I were to come engage this fleet over here, that would be real time. So like it kind of gives you a perspective on a little bit of realism there for you. You have all the you have all the time in the world to make your like political decisions and things like that, but in battle, it's got to be quick. Um, okay, let me do some explaining about the situation I'm in. So I'm playing as the Franks. Um, I started out in this little town, Flevium. I'm not sure exactly how it's pronounced. Currently, there's a plague breakout in there, so it's not doing too well at the moment. But this is where I started, and then I expanded this way, caught caught this city and this city, and then I came north, captured London, Londinium, London, Camelodunum, and Corinium. Uh, I captured these from a faction called the Jutes. These guys, they're not very strong at the moment, but I came over here and captured these. I'm allied with the Saxons, the Angles. Who all am I allied with? The Alamans, Langobeards, Thurgians, Macromans, Lugians, Brugians. Um, Basically, this series takes place during the fall of the Western Empire, the rise of the Huns, early medieval time period, and there, I've never played a game completely through to for like actual quote unquote winning, but I've got I've played the game several times and got to the point where I couldn't be stopped and I just steamrolled. I just started steamrolling and I said, okay, well if I continue, I'm gonna win, so I'm just gonna stop because it got to the point where it's like there's no reason for me to fight this battle. That I have three armies, they have a garrison, they've got a small garrison, it's not gonna matter. Um, I bought this game when it came out, so I've got some experience in that. But um, let me try to explain a little bit more about my current situation and what I'm trying to accomplish here. So, as far as what I'm trying to accomplish up in Britannia, I've got two rebel armies that I'm trying to deal with. Who are these guys? I think this is yeah. Okay. So this is this faction right here, Roman separatists, and I've got some rebels as well. So I need to deal with these two people before they come and take the city, which is current with and this is a recent conquest of mine. So the people here aren't very happy, as dictated by this -80 in public order. That's what that symbol is. Um, I wish this uh, plague would end over here. That would be nice, but I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon. Um, there is a group of rebels that have taken over the city of Toronum, and I'm trying to siege them out. I'm trying to siege them here, so they're stuck here while I bring my powerful army in to actually take them out. And then once I take these guys out, I'm gonna march down south more and come take this capital city right here. Um, let's see what else is going on here. As always, defeat the Romans, but these aren't exactly Roman. This is a faction that rose up after a Roman civil war that occurred, so they're kind of Roman, but not really. But they still don't like me. Um, let's see here. Check out my diplomacy. Yeah, I'm at war with these guys. Obviously, the goal is to, as always, decrease your wars, either by conquest or peace. I'm at war with these guys. These guys are a puppet state of Rome, so whenever Rome declared war on me, they had to join. Um, Let me show you kind of how complex this game can get. So you got your diplomacy between your other nations, and I've kind of started that over here. I've kind of already done all the diplomacy that I'm really interested in. I've got a core group of barbarian tribes. I'm playing as a barbarian tribe as well. Um, a core group of barbarian tribes who are allied with me, who are military allies. So that means whenever I declare war on someone and I ask allies to join, they have to join me or break the alliance. And I've got some defensive alliances, which means that they will come to my aid if I'm attacked, but they won't join me in an attack. Like if I declare war, they won't join me. But if someone declares war on me, they'll come to my aid. Um, but and each country has like its attitude towards me and whether I'm trading with them. Like for example, this group right here. I've been I'm trading with them. They're my military ally, and also they've allowed me to march my armies through their land. We trade. I import timber, gemstones, and iron from them, and I give them iron, and I get tariffs, and I get a deal. I get money on it being a long-term partnership, and I get so in total I get 219 talons, I think they're called, but 219 monies from this trade agreement. And I've got other countries I'm trading with, and I've got countries that absolutely hate me, hate my guts. They refuse to trade with me. Um, you got this thing called the strength rank. I'm ranked 8. Um, and how many regions you control? One, two. I actually only completely control one region, so the number would be 1 for me. Um, and then you've got this little wheel that says horde. So this is a cool fact. This is a cool thing that was introduced in this game is that uh, basically there are factions that are hordes like the Huns who cannot settle, but then there's civilizations like the Ostrogoths who start as hordes and then can choose to settle anywhere. And then there's the rest of us essentially who can basically see if I can pull it. See if I can find where I can pull this up here. Maybe here. Mm, yeah. So this is my faction essentially. Uh, in areas we control, basically we're half Germanic paganism and the half everything else. Uh, you can convert to a different religion, or and from the screen you can start a migration, which basically means that we abandon all of our settlements. So all of these cities we would abandon them, and all of our militaries turn into so essentially these two would turn into quote unquote hordes, where uh, they basically roam around wherever. They don't have any uh, they, they don't have any sort of obligation to anyone, and you can build buildings from the horde, and the horde can like build tents and like settle down for a little bit, but eventually they'll have to move on. So I think that's a cool little faction. I think that's a cool little thing. Um, I'd like to get into a battle here and just kind of show you how that goes as well. Um, but before I do that, I'd like to talk about the political system. So every country has its politics. This is my king. His name is Fairmont. He's the High King. He has an and he has a wife. They have an illegitimate child and a legitimate child. So obviously, this one will be declared my heir when he comes of age. These are my character's parents. This gold line dictates that this character was adopted into our family, and this was a character who was a um, admiral who died early on in the campaign, sadly by my hand. I kind of got him killed by accident, and he has two illegitimate children. Um, you have these offices over here. Uh, each per, each level provides a different buff. Uh, as you get higher in the ranks, um, the better the buff. And because this character is in my family, I'm trying to get him up to here because it's going to grant my family a lot of power. Um, as far as how the political system is ranked, right now the power is balanced, or like right at 50% between my family and other families. Uh, this is gauged on the Dominion and my control. So Dominion being that my family controls 69% of all influence. So we've got a lot. My family has a lot of influence in how the uh, how everything is run. And then there's a control. Uh, and it's basically like the quote unquote Senate. And you've got your little intrigue actions, like I can adopt a character, I can diminish someone's popularity, can have someone assassinated, secure their loyalty. I can divorce, like if this wife wasn't all that good, like the wife gives benefits like personal influence +2 per turn, and she's got a plus 20% chance of having children. Uh, you can embezzle money, which basically just gives the faction more money. Um, I'm not exactly sure what gather support does. I'm willing to experiment with this and try to find it out. Actually, I'll do that this turn and see what happens. And then you've got these other nobles here, other notable characters in your faction. Like this one right here, he's a tribal judge. Um, and these two are generals. And then with your different characters, they have their own age, their own influence, and their loyalty to my king. So loyalty's all looking good for the moment. He's really loyal because he's got good positions. And then you've also got these governorships of your different regions. So basically, for every region, you can have a governor, and um, they give different buffs depending on their personality. My king is uh, governor of Britannia Superior, this area up here. Um, and each of them can give an edict for their respective areas, and each one of them does different things. Like for example, this one is the Might of Teal. It makes me be able to recruit more people, and then it increases my Germanic influence, Germanic paganism influence. This one is the Judgment of Wodan. It increases, but it gives me +4 bonus of public order due to the fact that if there's presence of Germanic paganism, and a research rate of +2%, which is another thing. There's a research tree for each faction, and it's a little bit different for each faction. I mean, obviously, like it'll be different buildings and stuff like that, but uh, different buildings and such, but in different units. But it's all approximately the same. And then this one is resettlement. It decreases construction costs and increases my growth by 10. So that'll help my places grow. Uh, yeah, you've got the research tree, but it's got a military and a civic side, and it just all depends on what you're interested in going for. What am I researching right now? Got 2 turns left, whatever it is. This. So like it's gonna unlock two different types of warriors, and gives my units experience, which experience being that like they're gonna have a better morale. They're not gonna break as easy, and then they're gonna fight a little bit better too. So I just threw a lot of information at you guys. If you guys want to see an actual let's play of this, you'll see it in action a little bit more, maybe understand a little bit better. But for the current moment, I'm gonna go ahead and pass the turn because there's not a whole lot more that I can do. Well, I'll take a look at some of the buildings and see if I can do anything. And this is the province manager. You've got this very basic view where it shows you like which edict you have, the buildings in the province. You can raise forces or recruit an agent. I'm more than happy to get into that if you guys actually want to see a let's play of this. But for the moment, it's a little bit. I've already thrown a lot of information at you guys. Raise forces being like armies and navies. Um, you got your buildings that apply different effects. And you've got your in-depth view, which is a lot of information that I'm going to understand. At the moment, I'm more than happy to go into it if you guys want a series about this. But again, for the moment, for conciseness, I think I'm going to just show this to you. You can pause and take a look at it if you're interested. But I think I'm going to move on. I'm gonna take a look at my other thing at my places, see if I can actually build anything. But it doesn't look like I can, so I'm just gonna save this 19,001 monies, and I'm gonna get another 3,500 monies next turn. And the things you're seeing up here, I've got a 107 food surplus, and it is autumn, so next turn it will be winter. Each year is 4 turns: autumn, winter, spring, and summer. This displays the year and some basic buffs that my empire has. So, with all that information I just threw up on all of you, I'm gonna go ahead and end the turn. Oh, and on top of all the information I threw up on you, each character has their own skill tree. The skill tree is exactly the same, but you can do different things with it. Like this, it increases his cunning and construction costs are minus 10%. And this is the judge. It increases integrity if he's a general, and it decreases corruption, which corruption is in this tab, and basically it's just money that you lose uh, as your empire grows, like a tax collect like one of the thousands of tax collectors I have who's taking some of the taxes off to the side, or whatever the case is. Um, the ability that I just gave him decreases corruption by like 5% or something like that. So it's always good. It's always good to have in your governors, especially as your empire grows. And my empire really isn't that big. Uh, like when I started, the Romans, which are now down here, controlled all of this. Now that it's turned 50, they've had to fall back down here as we've kind of expanded. Um, but I'm actually done a quite good job, and I'm making a lot of money for despite the land that I have. So that's why I'm looking to expand down here. Anyway, like I said 5 minutes ago, I'm gonna go ahead and pass the turn. Acknowledge that I can still elect a governor, but my plan was to put a member of my family when they grew old enough in that governorship. So I was just gonna leave it vacant until now. And you kind of get to see other factions. You don't get to see all of it, just what your allies would see, and what information that you have access to. See how their turns go down. See, like the Hun's turn is going down, and I can't see any of it because oh, I saw a little bit of it. They entered my allies' territory, and it looks like they burned down a village over here. The Romans are moving. These are the Eastern Romans from Constantinople. Those are the Western Romans in Northern Africa. It looks like. The Roman separatists. Looks like they're sieging that town. Oh. Um. So this is kind of the start of the battle interface. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and pass on this one and break off the siege, simply because like it's too much against me. I've got 302 soldiers. The initial army only has 53, but they've got a garrison of 780 coming in, so I think I'm gonna have to break the siege off. Wait for my other army to come in. Oh, okay. And this is something you get every turn. You get a basic thing of news, I guess. So this is saying the rebellion's close to happening. Okay, so when I did that action, uh, uh, he failed at said action, and I lost some control as a result. So the control isn't something I'm overly concerned about. It's this. So the power is balanced, which is good, but it's close to being acceptable, which is going to kind of start to mess me up. Um, right now, I've got a loyalty of +2 from all of my characters and a tax rate of -1%. I can deal with that. But if it goes down to acceptable, it's going to decrease the integrity of all of my forces and decrease my tax rate just a little bit more. I'm the big thing I'm concerned about is the integrity. The integrity is basically how willing an army is to follow your orders. Like right here, this is devoted. But I promised you guys fight, so I'm gonna come in here and attack this settlement, and I'll fight this one on the battlefield. I'm not gonna be a scrub and simulate the battle, but I'll show you guys a battle and kind of describe some of the basics of it, and then I'll end the video and let you guys decide if you're actually interested in watching more. There's a lot. I know I've thrown a lot of information at you guys. This game can get really complicated really quick. Uh, so so I hope that at least some of it made through, and that you're interested in seeing more, and I haven't I haven't scared you off. Uh, so as this reads, as the attacking force, you may choose to wait for more favorable weather conditions before commencing your attack. You get basically three opportunities, but the current weather is dry. There's no adverse effects, so I'm gonna go ahead and start my deployment. I've got a couple different types of units here. I've got spear units, which are a little bit more defensive in their style. Although these are very good spears. so I can afford to be a little bit more offensive with them. Their all their stats are shown over here. These are fairly decent stats for a unit. Um, so you've got spears, and spears are naturally kind of better against cavalry and mounted offenses. And you've got swords. Uh, these are these are pretty good sword units. Um, uh, they are going. The swords are going to be the backbone of my force. I've got some of these weaker sword units who are just they've got better attacks, but they're not going to be as armored. And then I've got these guys basically. These armored ones are going to be my front line, and then these guys are going to come back them up after they take the charge. Um, they're going to be able to charge in and attack them and deal a lot of damage. I've got some slingers over here. They basically are just gonna they're gonna come they're gonna come up and sling rocks and try to do as much damage from range. And I've got two different types of cavalry. I've got melee cav. These guys, they're fairly decent melee cavalry. They're not the best, but they're definitely not terrible. And then I've got shock cavalry. Uh, these guys again aren't the best shock cavalry that I've seen, but they're definitely pretty good. So the difference between melee cav and shock cav, melee cav, they're gonna have better stats as far as attacking and damage, and they're gonna have better armor and health. Um, but and they're kind of meant to be able to like charge in and hold some ground, while while I perhaps move some infantry up to perhaps secure a location or they're basically going to be able to stick it out. The difference being with the shock cavalry is that the shock cavalry with their long ass spears, they're not going to be able to fight as effectively. They're going to rely on leveling their spears and just charging right in and taking people out with the charge. So they're going to be charging in and out of battle, trying to do damage that way. While the melee cav is going to be able to stick it out and to charge in and gonna fight in there. Um, so I've done lots of describing. Uh, this is some of my spearmen here. Despite being quite the old game, the graphics have kind of held up. These are my heavy duty swordsmen, and where's some of my and these are my some of my lighter tier swordsmen. They're not going to be as they're not going to be able to stand on the field as long as these other ones will, but they're going to be able to hit harder. So let me kind of explain here how I go into a siege battle like this one, because there are different battles. There's siege battles. You can meet an enemy on the open field. All sorts of things can happen. So starting off, just with any battle really, I try to extend my my skirmishers, which are these guys, like as far as I can. It doesn't really work as well in this game due to the just overhead nature of it, but in real life you'd want this line to be as long as possible in order to hide the force behind it, so that way they can't tell exactly where you're setting up. Gonna set up here. These guys are gonna be my front line. And these guys are gonna charge in afterwards. I'm gonna put some spears on the flanks in case some cavalry decide to, or at least someone tries to come up on my flanks. I'm gonna put my shock cavalry together and hide them in these trees. And put my melee cav in a group. Sorry, I was just reading an ability. And they're also going to be hiding in here. I have this nice pretty formation, but honestly siege battles get pretty messy pretty quick, simply because, like, look at this, I'm not going to be able to march this big old formation through these streets. So they're going to get a little bit messy really quick. I just like to set this up to kind of organize my forces and organize my thoughts. And naturally, as the attacking force, you're not going to be able to see how the defending force sets up. But if I was a defending player, the attacking force sets up first, and then you can see if they how they set up and how to organize your forces. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start battle and see how they're see if I can see anything as far as their setup. Okay. So looks like they've got a siege unit over here. That's not going to be very good. I'm going to need to get in there and take that out as soon as possible. We've got some melee cav on this side. That's not even a unit of spears worth mentioning. It looks like they've got two sets of, oh dear. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my cavalry. Yeah, my melee cav is better than their melee cav. So they're gonna come over here and attack those cavalry, while these shock cavalry, they're gonna come all the way around and attack those guys. What I'm gonna do is they're attacking my generals, so I'm gonna put them into a loose spacing, so that way they're not gonna be you're not gonna be able to block an onager shot. So I'm just gonna spread him out. Actually, move him up here and hide him, so that way he'll be hidden and he'll basically go off the map, so they won't be able to target him. Just to protect my my general here. I should win this fight. There are some spears here, but that's a unit of 7, so I don't expect that to be a big issue. Even if this cavalry charges in here, the big issue is that I'm underneath their tower. I'm gonna stick this one out, even though this unit is losing quite decisively, so, because I think I can break. These scout equites. Yeah. Notice how they charged their shock cavalry in, and actually made this unit rout, but now they're not doing as well. Melee cav is meant to stick out the fight. Also, they're firing their onager into their own troops. Friendly fire is a thing. I'll get in here and show you guys what's going on. What's going on over here? Okay. So they're about to get up on this ballista. See if I can get a good charge angle for you guys. Oh, it's a ballista. So that's not even okay. That's a Scorpio. That's not a ballista. Oh, here they come through the market. And with that charge, I killed 26 people and routed them instantly. So, all very successful, if I do say so myself. Okay, so I lost this battle over here. I believe it's because of this tower right here. They do a significant amount of damage, but then again, I did effectively break the Scott Equites over here.
The enemy has laid an ambush.
So now I'm gonna pull these guys out, charge these guys in once they're clear. See if they'll give chase.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
And I'll make the charge in these Equites Promoti. Alright. And that should deal a lot of damage right there. Yep, I killed. Looks like 15 on the charge. And then I'll get these guys ready to charge again. I'll actually put them into a wedge. Oh, nope. Didn't need to. Gonna charge into them. Take these guys. And charge them into the Onager. Oh, they abandoned the Onager. Okay. That's A-okay with me. Oh no. Yep, I need to get these cavalry out here. I do like to start the fight with cavalry. I feel like it I feel like it can really demoralize the enemy if I do it well. And really put a damper on their plans. I'm gonna go charge into these crossbowmen. See. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Use their ability. I don't like that they're getting charged by melee infantry. That's never a good idea. Oh. My shock cav was better than a cataphracti. That's surprising. See if I should be able to do. Oh nope. Pull them out before they break. Yep, they ran.
The men are broken and running for their lives. Charge!
They're gonna form a wedge and charge in. Hopefully. Look, it doesn't look like they're gonna get that good of a charge. Oh no, they kind of did towards the end there. They're both winning decisively, so I'm not exactly sure how that works. Oh, still have some melee cav. And put them in a diamond formation and make them charge after those scout equites. Yeah, the cavalry's gonna die. I know that. And it's probably not the ultimate use. But for a siege battle, this is really all I can really ask for. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and move up my slingers. They're gonna come up right here, and they're gonna shoot the spearman group. Cataphracti.
Run from the enemy. This is shameful.
Oh, they had a hidden unit of swords that I didn't see over here. Charged right into them. Oh well. And I'm gonna move my nobles up too. Now that there's no concern of an onager. I'm gonna organize my forces a little bit here. I don't know how much damage I'll actually be able to do with my slingers. Because it looks like this group is pretty well armed. Oh no. The Onager team's gonna come back and oh joy. Are they gonna grab the Onagers again? Okay, I'm not exactly sure what the AI is doing. I thought I knew, but now I definitely do not.
Form tight formation. Fire.
I don't know if that was a smart choice or not
Take aim.
to put them back in a tight formation, but they're gonna totally annihilate this unit right here.
Where are the foes worthy to meet me?
There's just too many rocks. There's only 4 of them.
Arrows. Halt.
Let's see what the AI does now.
We'll kill them all. Loose formation. Missile warriors.
Group up on my missiles.
Melee warriors.
And my first unit that's going in.
Group. Loose formation now. Noble swordsman.
Oh, they're not gonna move up? Okay. If they're not gonna move up, I'll go ahead and move my skirmishers up here, and they're gonna capture this tower so it stops shooting at us.
Close up now. Battle ready and eager. Forward. All right. Aye. Katu Slogo. Right, Gushu. Warriors, move out. Forward. Armors. Ready for battle. Armors. Beside armed warriors. Bathe the earth with their blood. As you say. Melee warriors. Run, curse you. We hunger for blood and battle.
Please stop running away.
Understood. No.
There we go. Alright, let's see what stone. Oh, now they're running away, so
There is much to be said for the overhead. Understood.
I'll activate this ability so that they're gonna do a lot more damage. As my soldiers step up. I'm gonna stop firing so they stop hitting the back of my units. We're gonna step up and take on this unit, and we're probably gonna win that one with just that one unit.
Battle ready and eager. Shield wall now. Turrets Scrappers ready.
Let's see if I get in here. There we go. These Roman spears stand no chance against my Germanic warriors. Yep. They're breaking in. So an important thing to note, I guess, about spears is that they're also gonna do really well against high armor units. Like my unit, they've got good armor, and they've got good armor and good and decent health. So the spears are gonna do better against my unit than they would something with low armor, because they're gonna be doing lots of damage to one target. To like each spear shot is gonna be doing a lot of damage to one guy, and because they've got a lot of health and a lot of armor, they're gonna do better than say against one of these guys, because it doesn't matter how much damage they do, they're gonna die. Move up another unit,
Warriors, eager for blood!
and that will turn it. I'm just trying to do this, getting as the least amount of deaths as I can.
Withdraw! Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Lost some soldiers, that's fine. Again, these Legio Comitat, um, Comitat, Comitate and says Comitat. I can't pronounce that, and I'm not even gonna try anymore.
Good work, lads.
Hmm. See if I can sling some at these crossbowmen that are giving me hell. Looks like their spears reformed, so
Noble swordsman! Scrappers ready! Understood.
run up here. Got the tower.
We have destroyed the enemy tower! Warriors ready! Warriors, move out! Noble swordsman! Forward! Kill, kill, kill! Ready! All come at the door! Noble swordsman!
Alrighty then. See if we can step up. The good thing about slingers is that they typically have a longer range than archers and crossbowmen do, so hopefully they'll be able to do a lot of damage to these crossbowmen. I don't really need to do that, but I will. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my spears up, because I know that there's a cavalry unit right in here-ish. I don't know exactly where he is, but I know he's in there. So I'm gonna move my spears up. They're just gonna be better at taking on this threat than anything else. What are these guys? Praventors? Looks like they're pretty bad infantry. Oh, they're charging. Shoot them. All 7 of them, please. Please shoot them. You can kill them. Just shoot them. Pretty please. Got one. Got two. Three. Four. Five. Number 6 and number 7. Alright. Let's go back to shooting these crossbowmen. And at the current moment, I'm kind of just waiting for my spears to move up. They're coming. They're just slow. I guess something I could do is move. Just go ahead and... Oh, there they are. And they're broken.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
I broke them and then they rallied again. Sad times. I just have to throw more rocks. Sticks and stones, but sticks and stones. Actually, the slingers are going to do really well against these crossbowmen because they've got very poor armor and very poor health. Well, their health isn't bad, but they've got very poor armor, so basically we're just going to be able to whack them to death with rocks. Their general's wavering, so it's only... I've got this one in the bag. And if he's just going to stand there and take it, I'll charge in. Looks like we caught a few of them at least. I don't know if any of those are the general. Probably not. Oh, nope, here they come. Here come all of my spears. Hey, we win.
Victory! This is your day!
Yes, they're retreating. Yes, I'm trying to cut down retreating enemies, but I want to make sure that their guy dies. I don't think... No, I'm not going to be able to catch him. Decisive victory. I did lose a lot of soldiers. I didn't expect to lose as many as I did. 645. It's not a huge hit to my army. I've got 1500 remaining, and I'll be able to recoup their losses pretty easily, but still more than I wanted to take here. They gave what they got, and I can respect them for that. Their archers did absolutely fantastic work. But I just had the numbers and they didn't. So when you take a city, you've got a couple different options. You can just sack the city, which is I don't capture it, but I basically just steal everything and damage some buildings. And then I could occupy the city. Basically just kind of walk in and release all the as it reads, release all the captives, and then I get some different. You can loot and occupy. Basically, like it reads, all the captives are enslaved, and we run in and take their stuff, or we could just burn the city down. I'm gonna choose to occupy because this was once my town, and I don't want the public order penalties. I'm gonna get public order penalties, but if you do that, it's not gonna be as bad if you just occupy. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I've got at the current moment, I've got a city under siege, and I've successfully captured another. but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed the game. I know I've thrown a lot of information at you, um, but if you're interested in seeing me play the game, uh, I'm probably already sent a link to the video, so you can just text me back whenever you're interested, if you're interested in watching. To the to those seven of you, but anyway, uh, let me know, and I'm more than happy to start a new game. This is always can be something I tinker with when I've got free time, but um, yeah, totally. Let me know if you're interested in watching this on a more consistent basis. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. I'm really glad you joined me for this. What is this? 40-minute video? 40 hour? I think it's close to 45 minutes. But I'm really glad you could join me. I hope I piqued your interest about the game a little bit. Um, and if I haven't, I apologize. I probably should have done a better job because I've really enjoyed playing this game over the years, and I really feel like it's definitely for sure replayable. Every time you get something totally different. Um, but, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Um, and also, as always, I'm always open to and critiques and criticism to help me get better and that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Um, please smash that like button and hit the subscribe and the bell and ring the bell so that way you can always keep up on the videos if you're new to the channel. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I've really enjoyed this game and I hope you guys will too. Thanks for watching.